Now, that's the only flag that ever offered my people anything. Lieutenant Taylor saying, there's always something wrong with the flag. Didn't wave just right. He said, because there wasn't no star in it for the black man. But he said, it's all right. Black man got a star. It's the big one right in the middle. Yeah, you think out of 34 stars that one of them be for the black man. 35 now. West Virginia. Well, you must be the new nurses coming. General Hunter tell me keep my eye out for you. I gotta help you find your way. Well, General Hunter, he command all of the forces in the Department of the South, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, all the way up. Welcome to Beaufort, South Carolina, Fort Beauregard. We can always use more ready, willing, and able hands. Oh, that song? Well, you got to keep a song in your heart and at the ready. It's the best weapon you got. Well, we got more than one enemy to fight, and they ain't all wearing a uniform. See, a song, a word, the suffering and the sorrow. A song, a shield for the pain and the death all around. You want to bring up your nursing? You best keep a song in your heart and at the ready. For you and for them boys. Oh, what a sight it was when we first come down here to the South Carolina Sea Islands. Fields of cotton, fields of rice, all deserted, hushed. You see, there was nice planted rows all crisscrossed with weeds. There was chickens and ducks feasting in the fields, and not a man nor dog to stop them. We come down from New York on the boat, and the young man asked me, said, where everybody gone? And I said, well, I suppose when they hear of our men coming, they ran out in the back country waiting for the war to be over. Then he said, well, where are all the slaves? And I said, well, I guess when they heard that our soldiers was coming, they dropped their hold and left the field. Master said, come run, hide with us, the Yankees will get you, sell you to Cuba. And they run all right. They run in the other direction. Thousands of them pouring into Beaufort and Hilton Head every day. Well, among the other duties I have is that of looking after the hospital and the newly freed slaves. Now, the Army call them contraband of war, but they don't like that. See, they're not property anymore, not contraband. They're called free men, free women. You see. Now, I just received news from home that my mother and father are old and in feeble health and in need of my care and attention, and they want me to come back. But I do not see how I'm able to leave at present the very important work to be done here. Listen to the lambs. All are crying. Listen to them. You see. They sent me down to Fernandina because the boys was dropping like sheep there from the dysentery. And they knew I could make some kind of tea that I get from swamp woods and then put it all boiled up together, and then I'd have them sipping on that. Well, something my mama showed me. And the tea worked so good. On the surgeon down there, he had me give it to the whole camp. And I thank the good Lord that these things that I get work, or we'd be losing many more of them boys. Him, they're getting ready. You see, our men, they got to be proved in battle. They done plenty fatigue work. But now, there's the 54th, the 55th, the 33rd. That was the 1st South Carolina Volunteers. They were led by Colonel Higginson. And then there was the 2nd South Carolina Volunteers. That's now the 34th United States Colored Troop. They led by Colonel Montgomery. Oh, they're coming together. The general tell me 160 regiments, all told. 140 infantry, 13 artillery, 7 cavalry, all ready to stand as men. They tell me come from 25 different states, 46 different occupations. Now, out of the 980 men there in the 54th Regiment, 500 can read. 300 can read and write. and yet they still paid as laborers, and not as soldiers the way they was promised. Now, I turned down my pay, and the allotment they gave me to the commissary. You see, these men, the 33rd, the 54th, the 55th, the 34th, many of these men turned down their pay, all pay, till they make it equal the way they was promised. And I make my money like the other women. We wash, do laundry, we cook, we make food, I make ginger beer and pies and root beer, and we sell that. You see, I must stand by my men. I cannot betray their trust. I work too hard to get it. Men that are worthy. You see now, the government has made it so that they can farm the abandoned plantations as their own. So as to lighten the burden on the government as much as possible, while at the same time they learn to respect themselves by making their own living. And so far, we have made a laundry house, a cookhouse, and we have made a school. Many are learning to read and write. The freed women, when they're done with all of those chores they do, because they're taking care of the vegetables to sell for themselves and others. They're taking care of the animals. They're taking care of the children. When they're done with all of that, at night they go to the freedmen's schools and they learn to read and write. And as they learn, then they can write back to the men. There are men that's all fighting to encourage them and to letting them know they got love and a home to come back to. See, we're working. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder, soldiers of the cross. Jacob's ladder going up. You know, when I first come down here, the surgeon told me we have a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. Well, he's off just a bit. It's more like a whole lot of everything and a whole lot of nothing. We got plenty of gunshot wounds, births, deaths, dysentery. We got lice, we got fevers, black flies, white flies, green flies, sand flies. Did I say flies? And ticks, dirt aplenty, but no drugs, no muslin, and no bandages. What I don't make myself, beg or borrow, we don't have. Every donation go to yours. Well, I have to leave you now. I gotta get back to my men. We are climbing Jacob's ladder.